Planet
Research, man.
X and the Colburn Bible.
Yeah. You talking to me? Oh, okay. Anyway, check this out right here, right? Where was I at? Hold on. I just want y'all to see this, man. So check this out, right? Then when they departed, he bade the people not to weep, for though he went to his father, the son will adopt them as his children, and all could become sons of the son, right? Check this out. Thus many became sons of servants of the son, and they believed what they had heard, that the son was their father, in the light of the goodness, overlooking the whole land. It is the light that sustains all living things, but within it, right? How we thought the sun is not a big ball of fire, y'all. We've been lied to. The sun is not a big ball of fire. Now look, they say, now check this out. They say all could become sons of the son, right? They say thus many became sons of servants of the son. And they believe what they had heard, that the son was their father in the light of goodness, overlooking the whole land. It is the light that sustains all living things, but within it is greater light, which sustains the spirit. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Which sustains the spirit, right? Because the sun is called the soul son, the S-O-L son, right? It is the light that enlightens the hearts of men. There is a lesser light that is the guide about their daily task and the shield them from harm, right? There are unseen lights that influence man for good or ill, right? But it is the great light that banishes coldness and makes all men warm. The warmth that bestows the ripest the harvest of man, that makes his herds yield their increase. Now look what this say, right? It oversees the whole activity of man of earth, as it journeys the skies, one end of the earth into the hold on, my baby coming up. Hey, come and get her. For one end of the earth to the other, right? Thus it knows the needs of all men. Therefore, be like the sun. Be far-seeing, foresighted. Be regular in your comings and your goings, right? Wow. Damn, they cut the sound out. Watch this. While about your daily tasks. When their guide, the leader, had left, people knew themselves as children of the sun. They were warlike and subdued other people in their name and brought them under his rule. Then the great temples were raised up. Now look at this. Look what came after this, right? Then the great temples were raised up to it, and from the time displaced the greater gods, which were of the people, thus, my bad, the greater gods, which the people of thus land had set up in their ignorance, right? Now look where the God come from. Look where the so-called Jesus image come from. Look, the one true God, it never displaced, right? For the true God was ever hidden from the eyes of the profane ignorant, right? They say, then some priests, look at this shit. Then some priests among those who followed the rules of the sun stole its spirit and brought it down so that it listen, dog, and living in statues and images of their God. So you see how you see the Jesus, the image of the sun, and back of the Jesus picture on every fucking Jesus, right? It's on every Jesus. This shit is crazy, fam. This is why I tell people they need to read, dog. Because look, dog, this shit is crazy. Look at this shit, dog. But look. We gonna go back to the top, though. This is serious, fam. Now, you see how it say, this is real, because they taught us that they got us thinking that the sun is a big ball of fire, and they explains exactly what the sun is right here, right? So they say, then when it departed, he bade the people not to weep, for though he went to his father, the son would adopt them as his children, and all all could become sons of the Son. Thus many became sons of servants of the Son, and they believed what they had heard, that the Son was their Father, and the light of goodness, overlooking the whole land. And it is the light that sustains all living things, which is the truth. Without the Son, everything would die, right? But within the Son, now listen to this, right? Because we don't know what the Son is. But within the Son, it is a greater light, which sustains the Spirit. Do y'all see that? That's why the Son, I've been trying to break this shit down. Listen, that's why the Son is called the S-O-L, Son. Because your spirit, right? Your spirit returns to this, your soul returns to the Son. Look at this shit, right? So when you go to the other page, this shit got my hands sweating, dog. Look, when you go to the other page, right? Look at this shit. Right? Hold on. Let me find where I was just reading that, right? Now look at this, right? In this fertile black land, there are those who worship the Son, and they call it the greatest and the most. Now listen. Y'all see what they call in the land, right? They talking about this was back in the East. Now listen to this, right? They tell it now this is about Planet X. All this shit is real, man. Believe it or not, in the older times, when man lived in the ground, remember how they talk about how dude came up out the ground, how them people, what was their name? Jacob, how they created the Caucasians, remember? Y'all remember this shit? And how the people lived in the land. Remember that, how they lived in the earth? He said in the olden times, when man lived in the ground. Look at that shit. When man lived in the ground, there were a great one whose name is hidden. Son of who? Son of him. Look at this shit, dog. They was African. Look at that shit. Son of who? Son of him, y'all. Look, that's why I said it's better for y'all to study, man. Let me grab this shit. Hold on, let me grab it. That's why I say, man, listen, dog, this shit is deep. All these people is black. Look at this shit, dog. They telling, that's why I'm saying they don't want us in these books, man. Look at this shit. Look at this, man. All of these people is black. And I'm just sitting up here. This is my first time seeing this part of this book. Like reading this part. So all these people is black, right? Look at this shit. This is crazy, dog. Right? So we all know that the sons of Shem, right? The sons of Ham. The sons of Hams are Africans. Right? Look at this shit. The sons of Ham, right? Ham, right? Ham, perhaps hot, right? The youngest son of who? Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, right? And one of the 8 persons to live through what? The flood. He became the progenitor of who? Of the dark races, not the Negroes, though. So he's not the father of the Negroes, right? So when we go back to, we already know who Ham is, right? This is the Zondervan Dictionary, right? This comes from the Zondervan Dictionary. So we know who Ham is, right? Ham is the progenitor of all the other races in Africa. The Libyans, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, and the Canaanites, but not the Negroes. So we ain't Hamites, right? But the Egyptians who had all the Pharaoh and all them was Hamites, right? Now check this shit out. Look at this, right? So where was we at, right? In the olden times, when man lived in the ground, right? Right? Look at this shit. Remember how Farrakhan was talking about the motherfucking Jacob that created the so-called Caucasian race? Remember? Breeding, splicing DNA. Remember this? Y'all remember this shit? Y'all remember? I get my right hand to God, man. Now, I ain't never seen this shit a day in my life. This is my first time opening up this book and reading this shit. Now, y'all remember, I remember Farrakhan talking about some shit to where he said it was some racists that lived in the ground. They was called, remember it was Jacob, and they created remember he got mad at his family, and they said when you come up on the ground, you become human, so you die. Like you will eventually die, but when you stay inside the ground, you live forever, right? Bullshit you not. Now look at this, right? So in the olden times, when man lived in the ground, there came the great one, whose name is hidden. The son of who? Son of Ham. In the son of the son. Look at this shit. Listen, they want to, listen, I'm telling you, man, listen, a book is the best thing that ever happened to a motherfucker. I bullshit you not, man.